Hey guys, Jake with OnEdgeBushcraft, and sorry if I'm a little stuffy, but today I'm going to be talking about some bushcraft equipment that or gear that you might want to consider when you're getting into bushcraft, and this is recommended for beginners or just people that I want to help out with some bushcraft gear that you might need. So yeah, stay tuned guys, and I'll get the gear out here in a second. First thing I'm going to talk about, and before I get started, this is just my thoughts on what would be good bushcraft gear. It's just my opinions, and I am not a complete pro, but without further ado, let's get started. First thing I think you should need is a knife. I think knives are extremely important, and I think that you should get extremely good with them to where all you need on like day trips, of course, is to walk into the woods with a knife and a fire steel, and that's all you would need. I'm not saying for like long trips or overnighters or anything, but you should learn how to use a good knife and stuff. And this is the Gerber BMF. It's really nice. It's kind of rare nowadays, I guess you could say. They're just not making it, but you can still find them on eBay and stuff. It's anywhere from like $200 to $300. It's really expensive, but it's a great knife. Holds up really well, and it's like military approved, you could say, maybe. But what I used to use was a Bear Grylls Ultimate Survival Knife. It's a good starter, $50 or so, and works pretty dang good. It held its own a lot. But there's plenty of other good knives for probably $50. It's just, I thought this one was really nice. So, yeah, consider getting a good knife. Okay, the next thing I'm going to talk about is, like, what you wear. Like pants and all that good stuff. It all depends on where you are. But, like, I'm just thinking the main 3 seasons in where I live. I have all 4 seasons. It snows, it rains, I've got fall, summer, spring, all seasons. I live in Minnesota, so I get all seasons. So I'm just going to speak from that perspective. But if you live in a cold area, obviously really cold type wear, and if you live in a really warm area, then really warm or cool clothes to keep you cool. But one thing that I'm talking about that's really cheap, instead of like clothes that you'd buy at like Fleet Farm or something, or not necessarily Fleet Farm, but like Gander Mountain and stuff, like North Face, that's really expensive, that I think is really tough and durable, is military clothing. Go to a old military surplus, or even off eBay or anywhere, and just check out some of the clothing. I mean, it's meant for really tough, harsh conditions in the military, and it is really durable, and it's sometimes comfortable if you wear it in enough and stuff. This is just an ACU combat shirt, which I use a lot when I go out in the woods. I also have two woodland pair. It's just the camouflage, but it's really nice. It's very durable, like it's rip-proof almost. It's not rip-proof, but it's hard to rip it. And also is pants, which is military pants too. So yeah, and also you're going to want to get nice socks. Socks are really determined. I mean, they can determine if you get blisters along with boots. And blisters are not fun when you're out in the woods. And if you get socks, always bring an extra pair of dry socks, because having wet feet is terrible. And so yeah, that's pretty much what you wear. And in cold weathers, wear layers. Layers are extremely important. Doesn't matter if you're wearing an extremely heavy jacket. Well, it does, but just it helps a lot just to wear a lot of layers. So that's pretty much the clothing. And one other tip is, if you have an old like t-shirt that you're wearing or something in the summer, oh, and also you gotta watch out for sunburn, of course, but dip it in some water, like a little river or something, and wrap it around your head, just your shirt, and tie it, and that can cool you down quite a bit. So yeah, moving on to the next. Alright, next thing I'm gonna talk about is this is pretty battered down, but a knife or a axe or hatchet or a machete. These are not really necessities, but they can come in very much handy if you need them. And I always carry either most of the time an axe. I'm getting a new axe. I'm just gonna fix up an old axe head, which will be in a new video. But or a machete. This one I haven't gotten to use yet because it's not very sharp. But sharpen that up and use it probably. But good machete or an axe can save you a lot of time and calories instead of a knife. But another thing about a knife is, if you get a knife that's big like this, then you can chop with it, so it works as a machete and a knife. But I really like axes for chopping wood. It helps save a lot of energy, and it's just easier. So yeah, like I said, not necessities, but another thing that you might want is something to carry your water in. What I have is an Nalgene. They're like 12 bucks. You don't need one, but they're just really nice because they're like bomb proof. They're really strong, and you can look up tests of them on YouTube. But I'll probably make a test video. But I don't know, they're really nice. They hold 32 ounces, so they hold a lot, and they make bigger ones. They make this one with a small cap, and they make one with a wider cap. But so that's that. And also, I don't have my cooking gear because it's all stored away in my closet right now. But all I have is this out. It's a little GSI cup that fits right on here. But this signals or means that you should get cooking gear. Like good stainless steel is really nice. Like a mess kit or something. And not going cheap on this stuff can hurt you in the long run because it can be a mess and it can stick to the pan and be hard to clean. And it's really nice to have one that's easy to clean, because then you can just do it out in the woods and recook on it the next day or something. But get cooking gear like pans, maybe even like a pot, and you want it to be lightweight so you can carry it in your bag, and durable because this stuff's going to be over open fire. And but it's also going to want to be able to cook the food that you're going to put in it. So just take all those into consideration and get a next thing you're going to want to get is some type of rope or bank line or any type of stuff like that. Like I usually have 550 paracord, but it's stored away along with my pans and stuff. So I just brought out this. This is jute twine. I usually use this for fire starting, but can also use it to be tied and stuff. 550 paracord comes in very handy, especially when you're like trying to make shelter or anything like that. And it's just got hundreds and maybe even thousands of uses. So good rope or paracord or anything like that. Alright, very useful. Next thing you're going to want has to do with fire. And when you're, I forgot to mention this earlier, but when you're thinking about bushcraft or survival gear, you want to think about the 4 main properties of survival: shelter, fire, water, and food. Those 4 are extremely important when trying to survive in the wild. And if you know how to do those 4, then you should be able to survive. And one of these is fire, which is right here, which is a fire steel or a ferro rod, flint and steel, whatever you want to call it. Some of them are different. I don't know exactly what this is. I know it's a light my fire. I think it's made in Sweden, but they're really nice. I recommend not using this thing because it doesn't throw very many sparks. Use something like a knife or something that can throw shrouds of sparks. It'll start it way easier. And so those are extremely nice, and I think they work pretty good in wet conditions. Another thing which is not needed, but carabiner. Again, multiple uses, just really nice. So there's that, and along with that is, for more fire, is a fire kit. Something easy, just thrown together by yourself. Got a Bic lighter. I have a couple 15-second waterproof matches, and I have some normal matches in here. And so those are nice. And alright, yeah, so fire kit. Next thing you're gonna want to get is a first aid kit. I just got this at Walmart for $5, and it's pretty nice for $5. It comes with a lot of stuff: band-aids, gauze pads. It comes with like cream for sunburn, cream like bug repellent, all sorts of stuff. I put some Neosporin in here, and this is part of the shelter. You're gonna want shelter. There's some band-aids slipping out there. but this is just a garbage bag. Many uses can be used for shelter. And I usually have a tarp for shelter, but stored away. Some of my stuff is stored away, but just buy a, like, doesn't have to be big, just like a 6x10 or 5x9 tarp or something. And that can save you a lot in wet conditions from getting cold and stuff. So yeah, a good first aid kit and shelter. A few more miscellaneous items would be a good pair of just normal work gloves for grabbing hot stuff, because it can really burn your hands and then it's just uncomfortable to grab stuff and it just makes it harder. So gloves can make it a lot nicer. I will admit it's kind of a luxury item, but I mean, if you got extra room in your pack, why not? Another thing which sometimes can save your life is some sort of way to, like, send out a distress signal or something, SOS or something. And this is a flashlight. It's just got multiple uses. It's called Life Gear. I am gonna get a better flashlight, but I just haven't had the money lately. So flashlights are nice. Okay, for food and water. Water can be held in here, of course, but I don't have it yet. But I'm gonna get some filters and some tablets that are water purification. And another thing you can do is take water from, like, the creek or whatever and pour it in here and let it sit for a rolling boil for, I think, 10 minutes is what it's supposed to say. And that can be some good water procurement. And food procurement, what I usually do is I take cans of soup or something in there, because they're really easy. You can just set it on the fire, because it's metal or aluminum, and then you can just eat right out of there. But other than that, if you are really trying to survive, you can use your hatchet or knife or anything, or you can bring a slingshot, learn how to use a slingshot, or a bow and arrow, or even a .22 or rifle or a handgun, anything like that, hunting type stuff. But other than that, I usually bring food on my camping trips. So yeah, that's about it for food and water. The next thing you're going to want to get is a nice pack. This is my pack. It's just a little tactical OD green, like, military type pack. Like I said, military gear. It's rugged and durable, and all my stuff fits in here for like a couple day or 1 day hike or something. But when I get into, like, multiple day hikes or multiple day trips, I take a bigger pack, like one of those big backcountry packs. But it's in my closet right now. A lot of stuff is stored away. I'm really sorry for that. But just a normal pack. It doesn't need to be too big. Depends on how long you're staying out. Doesn't need to be too expensive either. I mean, you can find these for pretty dang cheap, and they're really durable. But you're gonna want something to store all your gear in. I mean, you could even use an old school bag. I mean, it's just make sure it doesn't rip and all your gear falls out. That wouldn't be good. But so yeah, just something to store your stuff in. And another thing is, if you're by a lake or something, you can bring fishing supplies. I don't have anything like that because the woods I go to doesn't have any water, or at least the woods I've been going to lately. I have a second woods that I can go to that has it, but I don't go to that really lately. And so other than that, that's the main necessities that I think. Hopefully I didn't forget anything. If I did, please forgive me. But some main necessities to bushcraft equipment. And thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe, like, comment, and yeah, thanks for watching.